Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're back with another draft chat. I'm joined by the man behind the FM rankings, an FM pundit, a Geoguesser whiz, and some might even say a pretty good football manager, drafter, and content creator. I welcome Si Maggio into the hot seat today as we draft from a Walpole. Sounds massive. Small budget of just 70 million. Let's go. Right, guys, we're here then. Si Maggio on the channel. How you doing, mate? Welcome in.
I'm doing well, Murph. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Yeah,
I'm
well, good,
ready to
man.
draft nice and early. And you've already stolen. We started. You've already stolen my Martial pick, the first pick, the new bargain.
The new bargain gone
And
straight away, man. had to be
indeed,
done, mate. Had to be done. I couldn't mess around with that one.
stealing them.
I couldn't
I
mess
know.
around, mate, with that one. Not a chance at all, man. But that's good
So
to have the
cheap.
channel, mate. I've been looking forward to getting you on the channel for a while now. Like, I've been keeping an eye on your content for a while, trying to get in the streams when possible, sort of thing, and watching the YouTube stuff all the time with the draft stuff. It's always interesting. So I thought it's got to get him involved. There's a lot of draft content on YouTube. Let's get him involved and talk about some of that stuff today and everything else, really, man. Had to be done.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of draft stuff. I need to keep an eye on my budget here, which is always a risk. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of draft stuff at like all over the place, like every Sunday on the Twitch, and trying to do some more stuff on YouTube. It's finding the time for it though, and then you get things come up like the showdown and stuff like that. It really takes away your time quite quickly.
I mean, you're a very busy lad between work, showdown stuff, doing your own draft stuff, plus your own like streams as well to do like your saves as well, man. Like you're a very busy lad. So fair play for that, mate. You're doing, man, right now. You keep yourself
uh,
very, very occupied. I bet.
it does keep me occupied. It does keep me occupied. I
Oh,
don't
I
think the
bet.
missus is always too happy about it, but you know,
So the
it's
first
okay.
question we ask on the channel always is who do you support, and is there much of an origin story behind it? Is it a family thing? Is it a friends thing? Where did it all come from?
Pompey, like it's not a family thing at all. My parents are both Southampton fans,
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, it doesn't really help much there. But you know, Pompey is the local team from where I grew up, and I think I first started supporting Newcastle or someone like that.
Okay.
And then when um when I was like only for like a few months, and then when I was a bit older, like we just we saw I saw like that more than the Premier League existed. I think I just liked
Yeah.
Alan Shearer when I was like, which is funny because he's a Hampton player, but it was probably egged onto it by my dad or something. But
Yeah.
you know, you like these players, and then um, like I supported Newcastle because of Shearer rather than anything else. I think I was going to support Blackburn, and then he moved, but it was only for a very very short period of time, and then I moved on to onto Pompey when I realised that football existed outside the Premier League, and so that then became my new team.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's been a tough time being a Pompey fan,
I can
but I
imagine.
but I'd rather that than like just supporting any old team. It's like I wouldn't want to support. I don't think I definitely would have been happy as a Newcastle fan. I'm sure,
Oh
although
no.
it's not like they've had an amazing time by comparison. Like I mean, so Pompey have had a pretty awful time. In fact, I would, a lot of people complain about Mike Ashley, but Mike Ashley's never gone to jail, unlike 4 or 5 of Pompey's MPs. So, it's like
Very true, to be fair.
better the devil you know in some cases there.
Exactly.
Um, I'm sure Newcastle fans that will hate me saying that, but it's you
I
just
was
gotta.
the same with me growing up. Like I was surrounded by Aston Villa fans, and I was like, nah. Like I had one friend who was a Birmingham City fan. I kind of felt bad for him at the time. Like, I don't want to go to games to or anything. This is about like 7, 8 years of age, sort of thing. I was like, oh, I'll come support Blues with you. It's fine. We'll go to some games and stuff and see how they get on. Obviously, we've had ups and downs. Same as Pompey, I guess. So, man, been up to the top, been down to the bottom. Done it
Yeah,
all.
all over
Won
the place.
won a domestic cup in between as well. So, I mean, it's more than Newcastle fans have done. Some other teams recently. So, that's something, I
Exactly.
guess. He's had some domestic success in the last 20 years.
Yeah, like
But
um Well, yeah, we won an FA Cup. So yeah, Birmingham as well. Same year, isn't it? Is it the same year? Is it 2010? No, 2008. No, 2010 Birmingham won, right? Didn't you
We
win the
won
League
the
Cup? We got to the
League
final.
Cup, yeah.
We got to the final of the FA Cup in 2010,
I
and
mean, so they both had like some like trophies at least in that time period, which is nice to see something at least, man. Better than
yeah, it would
most
have
get,
been
man.
worse if it hadn't. Um, so, but it's been pretty dire since 2010.
Oh,
You know,
agreed. Same
consecutive
for us, man.
eliminations, stuff like that. Yeah, stuff's not great about. My in-laws are Blues fans, so you know,
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. No way. But small
they
world, man. Small world.
so you know, talking about bad football is a pastime. Um, so yeah, there's no reason for being a Pompey fan other than living in that area. I don't reckon I'd be a Pompey fan otherwise. Why would you be
No.
a Pompey fan otherwise? Why would you inflict that on yourself?
Mate, same with Birmingham City these days. I look back and think, why? Why did I do this? But one of them. You get used to the team. You get used to the very minimal success and the very little success even.
Yeah, yeah, and like I hope it's not too long. You know, we're owned by Mr. Disney now, or former Mr. Disney,
Yeah,
and so hopefully sooner rather than later we find ourselves maybe back in the Premier League, or you know, at least in a decent in the Championship. In the Championship would be nice right now.
that'd
You
be
know, we're
nice,
not
wouldn't
even in
it?
the
It'd be
Championship.
a stepping stone, mate. Say the least, wouldn't
Exactly,
it?
exactly. Like I feel like there's a lot of teams down in League One who could be Championship teams, and like it's mad that they aren't in a way.
So
Might
going
have
into the next, basically, I want to get into the actual football manager journey, how that all started, where it started. What's your fondest save you've ever done with a football manager, and where did it all start for you? The whole football manager journey.
Where did it start?
Yeah,
It didn't really start with Football Manager. Although a lot of people, I don't think it did. I don't know. I played a lot of football management games as a kid. Obviously, Football Manager wasn't around,
yeah,
um, so I don't know which one was like the first one. It was probably I played LMA Manager, but that wasn't the first one. I don't know if I played Player Manager. Like there were 5 or 6 games that were around.
yeah. There was quite a lot, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Like the late
like
nineties, going to
there's
early
a lot more
20s, quite a
variety then,
lot.
and they all had like advantages and disadvantages. So some had 3D match engines, some had some worked with other like actual videos. Some of them you know it was a bit like a FIFA
Yeah,
mixed with the you had both. You had the management and you had the FIFA side. So I think LMA Manager was probably the first one that I really got into. But you know, every year I'd buy a new football management game, and it would be a different brand or make, and I'd run that and see how I got on with that. So there's definitely like a I've got to make my pick. Who am I going to take? I'm going to take this. God, we ain't got any money left. We'll just take someone quick. So I think that was probably the first one. And then like in terms of good saves, I'm trying to think. So when Football Manager first came out, I did a Gateshead save very early on, and I got them
okay,
up to the championship. That was quite a fun one. Palermo last year was quite cool, like trying to revive them. Like,
yeah,
this is the first year I've done something that's not like a take someone from the bottom to the top. One year I did I can't remember I think it might be Morton. I don't know. It was a third or fourth tier Scottish team, and I got them up to the like basically a Champions League quality. But it's really like I think the game has got a lot tougher in that regard to build a team over time. I think it used to be more possible. There were ways to cheese it and stuff, so you could like get in free transfers, and sometimes the contracts were a bit easier. Didn't care so much about reputation and stuff. Whereas now it gets a bit. I think it's a bit harder to go about it that way. You're still picking. You're picking Eduok. He's like £500. He's not bad actually for £500.
So that is us all drafted up. We'll be back in a moment with the match Murph vs Si Maggio. We'll see you there. So we be going them straight with the highlights straight away. Straight away, Si's chance here. Finds Hilaire. Plays it back.
Oh, Moasa, he's a bargain. He's only like 400k.
It's an absolute
Like it.
bargains. Suchek as well. Bruno. Oh,
Oh, it's an effort from
get rid of it,
Camaras.
pal. Oh my god, straight back to
That
yeah.
was if I don't know if you watched the showdown, but that was Zealand's first pick at the weekend. Camaras
Yeah, I did see that.
4 million. I don't know if he was 4 million before the update, but actually they didn't really update him with the Newcastle transfer, so he's
No,
still only 4.8 million.
bargain,
Um,
man. So
yeah,
getting into
well,
your
no chance.
football manager, When did your content creation begin? Like, journey? I'm getting to start with streaming. Oh,
Oh, giving you a
that's
penalty,
gone
haven't I?
down early doors. Yeah, 5 minutes in as well. Sorry, I'll say basically. Did you start over on YouTube first, or did you start on Twitch first with
No.
content?
Um, I started with a podcast that was about video games many years ago. Actually, it
Okay.
was with if you know Kev Lelouch, everyone knows
Yeah.
Kev Lelouch. She was like penalty. It's a good start. Um, it was with his partner and a couple other guys. So we did it. We used to do a podcast. He was on it once or twice as well, I think. It was in like a little network of podcasts. He still has his podcast that he does.
Yeah, I've heard his
It's like
game on a few times.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, it was it was sort of alongside that. It wasn't officially affiliated, but based on the fact that she was on it and she was on she's also on the Mature Gamer podcast that he does.
Yeah.
Like it's like a little and oh,
Oh,
Hala, he's hit the bar again. That's 2 bars I've hit now. So yeah, I started with that many years ago, like 2014, I would guess. And then, that sort of wound down. And I think during the pandemic, I thought, oh, I'll just give streaming a go. I didn't really have the equipment for it before. I mean, that was a major
yeah.
thing, not having the equipment for it. I like dabbled, like I hadn't really dabbled in YouTube. Like I'd recorded 1 or 2 YouTube videos before,
Okay.
like just to see how things went and like test some editing and stuff. But I never really had the software or neither the software nor the equipment. And even when I started streaming, I didn't. So I thought I'd just go live. I was watching Bearded Twig. If anyone's watched Bearded Twig,
Yeah,
he's got
yeah.
he's
It's been
doing a
a few
hardcore. He's
times.
doing a hardcore save on FM right now, where you can't see any of the attributes. It's fantastic. I was watching him and just chatting with him in his chat because it was a quiet day, and he said like we were just chatting about. I was thinking about doing it, and he said just try it, like just go live. So I
Oh,
did, and then he gave me my first raid, I think, and Limo gave me my other one like a day or two later, or even later that same stream.
oh no way.
And, just grew from there really. Oh, you've hit the
Oh,
bar now.
how many? Is this like the
It's
new thing from
like
the update? Everyone's gonna hit the bar now.
there were lots of bar hits before. There were lots before.
True. Yeah. Very true.
Um, I was wondering why your XG was so high, but I forgot you had a penalty.
Yeah. That's good
So
though, mate.
yeah, it
I
was
started from like that. Like, sort of, it started from just chatting to one streamer sort of thing, and then umming and
that's
ahhing with
it.
the idea, and then with their raise, I kind of assist, like get them first few followers through the door and the first few viewers.
That's it. Yeah, that's always a challenge. I think a lot of people get stuck around that, getting the first people in the door. Football Manager is a great game to do it in. Like people will come and watch Football Manager even if you're like right near the bottom often.
Oh yeah,
Whereas
definitely.
like, even if it's 2 or 3 people, that's more than you'll get if you go play, I don't know, Valorant, Call of Duty, something like that. If you're Call of Duty and you're like not in the top 30 or 40, forget it.
Yeah, no chance. Like no
It's
one's scrolling
good.
that far
I
down.
mean,
Where FM, there's never more than like, especially from like English speaking ones, more than 30 at a time, really, sort of thing, streaming at a time, so you can quite easily be found.
yeah,
Quite
exactly.
nice.
And there's enough of an audience that someone will watch you, or someone else ends and you'll get a raid in or something.
Oh, definitely.
So there's definitely chances. This is Tiger. This is your new tactic, right? That you've been winning everything with, I'm sure. Um,
This is one of the things I've been using. Yeah, one of the two I've been using the last few like
that's it.
couple of draft competitions.
Hala got injured, unfortunately.
Oof.
Just not a good start.
So I want to take things back to Portsmouth quickly for a moment as well.
Go ahead.
We play this game on the channel called Transfer Kill Keep Forever. But I want to take it back to the FA Cup team of 2008, which you mentioned earlier.
Hmm.
You have Sol Campbell, Canu, and Crankar. If it was 2008 now, who would you transfer out of them three? Who would you kill? And who would you keep forever?
I don't know if I'd kill any, but
I know, I think the kill's a bit too
so-
harsh. I might have to change that maybe.
yeah, that's it. But Nico Cranshaw, I would transfer. We got a bit of money. I would transfer him for more money than we got from him from Spurs. But I would transfer Cranshaw
Yeah.
because I don't think he was ever going to stay at Pompey. Kanu, I would probably keep. Kanu was on the books for a long time. It was a bit of an odd one,
Yeah, it
but
wasn't it? Oh,
at the same time, like he's 50. He was 52 when he was playing for us. 80 years old. Who knows how old he was?
you never
So,
tell. He looked
yeah,
the
that's
same
it.
forever. Probably looks the same now.
Exactly. Yeah, I reckon you'd keep him forever. I reckon he'd do a job for us in League One now.
Yeah.
So keep Canoe because it doesn't his age is irrelevant to him. He is the eternal man. Um,
That
and
means big
then
soul.
yeah, so Sol Campbell sued the club when we were in the worst position ever.
I missed that. I didn't realize that was. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, I can understand why you kill him then. That was
uh,
understandable, definitely.
Like he did well for the club while he was here, but at the same time, you can't go around just suing the club. Like there were
Oh
other
no.
I get that he hadn't been paid his wages or whatever, so and that would be incredibly frustrating. But at the same time, he um he wasn't like he wasn't the most important creditor. I don't think that they always say they have to pay the football creditors first. But I feel like, there's like local businessmen and stuff who don't make millions a week
Well, yeah.
who hadn't been paid and stuff, right? So those are the ones I feel should come first.
Oh,
But no,
definitely.
apparently football creditors have to come first according to the rules, um, which I think is ridiculous with the amount of money flying around in the game.
Oh,
Like it wouldn't
definitely.
have taken much to make it go, so the money goes to a local business who's lost out because of Pompey, like going under or whatever. But
Oh,
Donny Marlin again.
oh. So the match has ended 1-0. The last few minutes were a bit dull, so there's nothing really to show you from highlight wise. Nothing really happened, but a narrow victory in the end from a penalty spot. I mean, I think a rematch has to be in order at some point, really, because a penalty win doesn't really count in my eyes for me. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
it
good
was really
enough.
close as well. Like on the attributes, it was close. I think I hit the bar twice, and there were a couple of close chances. So it was a tight game. And then you're just giving away a penalty, and that's it. It wasn't even a penalty. It wasn't like when I gave away the penalty, it was like right on the edge of the area. It wasn't even looking like it
Yeah,
was
it's
gonna.
debatable, man. Should have went to VAR, definitely.
Oh, but I think it was in the area, but I don't think it resulted. It wasn't like I've just sived you down right as you're about to score an easy tap in.
Oh, agreed.
There was some work to do, so it's a bit unfortunate, but
So
that's
normally we
football
would
manager
end. Sorry, go
sometimes.
on. I'm putting over, yeah.
Nah, it's cool. That's just the way football manager is sometimes. You got to live with it.
So we do have a few more questions to go through. Normally we cut things off there, but we've got a few more we want to go through quickly. So I want to get onto the FM rankings. Where did the draft rankings begin with you? Where did the idea come from, and how come you wanted to go ahead with it?
Where did they begin? I don't remember. I can't remember if I was talking to someone or just like thinking internally, but I was like, I'd be interested to know like who the who the best players are, because I sort of had an idea in my head, and I feel like I wanted to confirm it in a way with some data.
Okay.
So I decided to take like all these competitions. I think I started with three, which was Super League, wasted possession, and playoffs, and chuck all the data into like a spreadsheet. And I've been looking at ranking spreadsheets for a bit, because I'd been in quite a lot at that point. Like there
Yeah.
was a little bit of a selfish factor here. So I'd been in quite a
Where
lot,
am
and
I? How good am I?
well, I'd reached the final of a few things, and like I'd often do well, and then just fall at like some odd hurdle.
Yeah.
So I took all the data, put it in. Eventually found like an Elo sheet, or got an Elo sheet working. Took all the people, took all the data, took all the matches, chucked it into this spreadsheet, um, just to see like how people compared up. I don't remember who came. Like I think Sweet Left Foot came out on top with the original one,
Okay.
because he'd just come off the back of winning 2 Super Leagues in a row or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and he hadn't been in anything else that I was ranking at the time. So he hadn't been in the playoffs at that point. He hadn't been in wasted position. I still don't think he has. And then he hadn't been in. He had been in the Streamer Showdown, but the Streamer Showdown wasn't in there. So it was just a curiosity thing, and I thought, well, do you know what? Like people are asking me, because I've mentioned it to a few people. They're asking me about it. There's obviously a bit of interest here, so I'll
Yeah.
just like Well, I don't think I'd have gone through all the work if I didn't. I think I'd sort of somewhere in there I'd decided, yeah, I'm going to publish this, and then uh, like I put together a logo and stuff. Someone gave me a much better logo later on, very kindly. Um, the one I had wasn't too bad. It was very basic, but like actually they didn't, because I said to them, "Oh, it's just a temporary." They asked me for the logo, and I said, "Oh, it's just a temporary one." They said, "Oh, let me get you a proper one," and I was like, "Oh, okay, fine," because so it wasn't that bad that they hadn't realized it was only a temporary one, but it was just literally the name in like a bold white font. So yeah, I published it, and people seemed to like it. This last month I did a video on it. For a while it was on the Super League website, but the Super League
Yeah.
website is, the Super League has changed, so they haven't got a website anymore. So now I'm moving to doing it in a video format. It's the first of the month. That probably means I'm due to do it next week.
Good
So
timing for me then, hopefully.
yeah, that's it. I got to make sure all the data's up to date. So people have to send me the data now as well. Originally, I was collecting it myself, but people send it to me because, like, there's no way I can track everything.
Oh no, no.
There's
I
way
have
too
been
much
asked
stuff,
for my
and it
stuff
takes
to
too
take.
much
I was
time.
after doing screenshots over the weekend for the two that I've been the last 2 days. Left on
That's
screenshot
it.
duty for all the results. So hopefully send them
Yeah,
over for my
so they
sake.
they
I want to get off
they chuck
bottom.
them all into there. Yeah, There's always an error every now and again that I have to spot and correct, and someone's like at the bottom when they should be at the top. No, it's never been that bad. It's normally like one. It's normally something ridiculous. Like it's normally on draws as well, where
Yeah.
I've put in one player's name twice. They've normally drawn with themselves, so their rank hasn't changed. Normally with draws, your rank wouldn't change much anyway.
No.
So I just I just stick them all in. Even now, it takes a bit of time to stick them all in the spreadsheet, and then
Oh,
the
better.
video takes a little bit of time now as well. So that's going to be the way I think I'm going to do it going forward. We'll see how the video goes this month and next month. Um, if I have time to do it this month, and then that's the other thing. Maybe I have to do it every other month or something. I have to think about because it's all a time commitment, right?
Well,
Everything
exactly.
you do is a time commitment.
Taking
Like
that
a lot of
data
these things.
and everything as well. Yeah, alone because you're recording and editing as well, sort of thing. People don't realize sometimes.
Yeah, and like when I started doing this, I wasn't involved in the showdown. I wasn't involved in the playoffs. I hadn't been on the Super League like in some of these other drafts.
Yeah.
So like my time has changed since like the time that I have available to it. And my stream has taken off more, so I dedicate a bit more time to that. Before it was like in a little bit of a middle area football manager wise, because I'd been streaming Geoguesser and football manager together. Well, not at the same time, obviously, but
That'd be interesting.
a lot of my growth. Oh yeah, a lot of my growth was happening from Geoguesser rather than Football Manager, and like that. So, but it wasn't. I had to make a decision at some point. Which path was I going to go down? And I got the sports contract, the Twitch sports contract, which I thought sort of used that a little bit to upgrade some stuff and improve the quality on my stream. I don't know if that program's still going, but if it is, and anyone's looking for like a good way to, you'll have to do some sports content rather than foot manager content. It has to be like non-game. It has to be like the actual real sport.
I'm pretty
But
sure it's still going. I remember because Dupe did a
mm,
tweet recently and they're asking for people again now to do it again.
yeah, so it's really good if you want to like if you're a starting creator and you need a little bit of money to get improve your equipment or something. Just do the sports accelerator. It's called sports accelerator. Tell them what you're going to do, come up with a good idea what you can do, the sports related. You don't have to do like so what a lot of people were going to do is they wanted to do like watch alongs of football matches. These aren't
Yeah.
great for viewer engagement, if I'm
No.
honest, unless you're already a massive streamer. Or there are people who are finding ways around it. So like Scoops TV is doing like a lower league breakdown with like 5 or 6 people on, and he does like a soccer Saturday thing. That's interesting. I don't know if he's in the Sports Accelerator still. I think he's kept it on, doing it afterwards. But like I think what you got to do is you got to do something different. So you don't just do a talk show as well about football because
Yeah.
everyone's doing a
You'd
talk show
stand
about
out.
football. I like if you're gonna do a talk show about football, just do it while you're playing Football Manager. That's what everyone's doing anyway, right?
What's that?
Like
That's what we
I
do in
was
our streams. We talk
starting
about football in our streams anyway most
talk
of the
about the
time.
matches exactly,
Uh,
exactly. So like you gotta do something different. So what I did fantasy football. No one was doing fantasy football, live fantasy football. People are doing fantasy football over on YouTube. No one was doing fantasy football on Twitch.
yeah.
And it was all right. Like people come to me, ask me questions, and like I'm not an expert at fantasy football because I didn't captain Salah this week and this last week. And, like that's dropped my rank off by about 1 million. I was like in the top 200k, and now I've dropped down
Okay.
to about 900k because I didn't
Oh,
triple captain Salah. Like mistakes can cost you sometimes in fantasy football. But it
I
was
bet.
like, and then I also did like for sports quizzes and stuff because people weren't doing that. So and some of these hit off really well. Actually, I need probably need to do like the sports quiz again. I did this show with Tony Jameson as well on the fantasy football, and it was good for the networking. It was good for all sorts of things. Even if the view, like I had to think, I'm not worried about the viewer numbers because
Yeah,
I got to
exactly.
worry about, and there's a lot of preparation and stuff that goes into it as well. The same with the rankings. There's a
I
lot
can
of stuff that
imagine.
goes into the rankings. Taking time, sorting things out. Like whether I do it forever, I don't know. And it depends on my time as much as anything. If I gave it up, I would just get like hand it out, like someone else do this. Actually, there is another guy who's started doing something very similar. So probably I'm not the only one now out there.
That's good to know then, just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
In regard to the final question, I want to get into we mentioned briefly there about your stream sort of thing about doing GeoGuesser. I want to get a bit more into your actual FM Twitch save right now. As you tell everyone about what you do with the Trophy Hunter save, how it's been going, and what the future plans are for it.
Yeah, sure. So, last year I did a Palermo save because Palermo's like a club that's important to me. I lived there and stuff. And they obviously went down, much like Pompey. They went down to the fourth tier. In fact, they had to restart from the fourth tier. But this year I thought I'm going to try something different because I always do a non-league to legend or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if am I allowed to say that? That might be someone might have copyrighted that or something. I don't know what
Kev,
people
if you're
get funny
listening.
about. Is that that's Kev's one, isn't it? Kev's or like I don't know what's the other one like Road to Glory or something, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. There's I normally do a like basically start in the bottom and work my way up. It'd be like Palermo. Okay, Italian leagues. You start in the bottom league you can in the game. Yeah, like I guess some people do like tier 10 databases and stuff now. I've never done that, but start in the lowest league I can because I feel like when you get to the tier 10 ones, you're spending 6 years like just walking the leagues, and then you
Yeah.
get to regular one. Um, even with like the non-league ones, sometimes it can be easy to get up like 2 or 3 divisions if you manage your loans and your free transfers right and stuff. So when you got up to this year, I thought, right, I'm gonna do something different. So we got a mystery. I ordered 2 mystery shirts. I did it last year for the beta. I ordered a mystery shirt and I got a Juventus shirt. I said this year I'm going to order 2 mystery shirts, club training shirts. So they weren't too expensive. They're like 15 quid or something, 13 quid. And I got that. I was one of them, was the Real Madrid one. And like so, I said to myself, whichever way around they go is going to depend on how good they are. So if one team was really good and one team was awful, I would have to make a decision. But if they were both good, the really good one would be the beta save because like a one season and done is quite good to do with like a Real Madrid.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you mess around with you get to test the players, test the tactics. I think I ended up doing 2 seasons in the beta. And then the other shirt I got was a Roma shirt, which is nice because they're not the top team in Italy. Italy's quite competitive, but they have some really strong players. They don't really have a budget. I think they're only about 20 million.
Okay.
Right, that's perfect for a trophy hunter, a glory hunter, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Which I've never done before. I never start at the top of the game. I never start in the top division, other than in the beta. So I thought, I'm going to give it a go this year. So we did Roma. We got the first season. I think we finished third in the league by a point, or by 2 points off top and 1 point off second. But we won the Italian Cup. And then the second season we won the league and we lost. The first season we lost in the Champions League. No, we lost in the Champions League final second season.
Oh wow.
So we won the league second year with Roma. I built quite a nice Roma team, but Glory Hunter. I've got to move on. I've got to try and get more trophies.
Exactly.
So I went. Man City job was available, so I applied for that. Vincent Company was the favorite, who was the Leipzig manager.
Oh wow.
Pep Guardiola had left Man City, so I got like it seemed pretty positive, the interview. Like I think just Vincent Company was the person they wanted, being a Man City legend or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So they took Vincent Company, so the Leipzig job was available. I looked at Leipzig; they had 100 million in budget. They had a lot in
Oh
budget.
wow.
They've got some really good youth players there as well. They got Shabozlai. They just sold Danny Olmo, but that was a bit of a pain. But they've got some other really good ones there. Gvardiol was there, Cuckoo. Like there's 5, 6, 7 really good youngsters. So this is probably not ideal for a glory hunter, but it's a solid foundation that maybe in 3-4 years I can do well with this team and build something from there. So we moved to Leipzig, and funnily enough, Pep Guardiola took our job at Roma, so there was a little triangle of rotation. We moved to Leipzig. First season, we won the German Cup, and we finished second in the league. And the second season, we walked to the league. Like we looked like it was going to come to a run in with Bayern near the end of the season. They just dropped the ball completely. We
Oh
won
wow.
every game. We've even beaten them. So we won it with like 3 games. We won it at Bayern with 3 games to go. We didn't win the cup that season, and we didn't win the Champions League. So we haven't won the Champions League yet, which
Okay.
is a little bit tough.
No,
But I bought in like Makoku, Luca. Like so this is another thing. I've bought Wonder Kids there, but I don't go looking for like Wonder Kid lists and stuff. Like I hate doing that.
no, no.
So but somehow I've ended up with all the meta players this year. So I had Sesko, Adeyemi, Makoku, Fati, like all these ones who turn into world beaters. They're all in my Leipzig team, or have been in my Leipzig team. Some of them have gone on again because I literally can't play them all.
Good
Right
stuff.
now, I'm looking for a new job. Then, but like
Okay.
I'm at a Leipzig team, which I could probably win the Champions League with. We bought in Bernardo Silva in the summer on a free
Oh
transfer.
wow.
We lost Sesko, we lost Adeyemi the season before. We got Man City in the Champions League again, so it's probably a team that could challenge for Champions League. But I don't, and there's no jobs available, so I'm sort of in this weird holding pattern whereby I'm staying at Leipzig because there's nothing better for the Glory Hunter. Do I stick out a season and try and win Champions League? It's
Yeah.
a tough one. You know, I
But
could move to an English team if one comes up, but yeah, then I've got to start the rebuild again.
oh yeah. So quickly, last two questions on that save. Is there a time limit similar to what Ben's doing? And is it the same leagues? For anyone that's
Do I
wanting
have
to
a
watch.
time limit? I don't know. I'm not setting a time limit right now. Like I
Ah,
think maybe 20 years,
yeah, similar to what
possibly.
Ben's
But
got then
like,
20-year.
yeah. But you know, I don't think I'm going to make it through 20 seasons before the next game comes out because I only stream. So you know, the reality is like just got to try and win the five. I think to win the top four leagues before FM 23 comes out. That maybe that's the goal because
Halfway there
we've got
then.
Serie A, yeah, we've got Serie A and we've got Bundesliga and the Champions League. I have to win the Champions League, and then you know if we make that, then we got. I mean, we've got to try and get the French league. Then if we make that French or Portuguese, which is tough because unless I take the PSG job, you know, I don't know if I'll get one of the. I don't know if
I
I'll get.
suppose the other option is Spain, I guess, though, as well.
Yeah, so
But
Spain and England will be the other two that I'll be looking at.
after that, decide then
Um,
between Portugal and France. Interesting, interesting. Well, for everyone that's watched the episode, firstly, thanks for watching. Where can they find you on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere else? Where can they find you, Si?
Yeah, Si Maggio on Twitch, YouTube. I don't know what I am on TikTok, but yeah, it's Si Maggio. It might be Si Maggio. No, it is Si Maggio.
We'll have
I
the
think it's
links
like
down
Si
below
dot
anyway.
Maggio. Yeah, that's it. And then Twitter is Si Maggio FM. Twitter is Si Maggio FM. Follow, like YouTube's the stuff I need to get more onto. But you know, it just takes the time and
Exactly. It's not enough
thinking.
time to edit and do that sort of
About.
stuff.
That's
But
it.
everyone knows where they can catch you now. They can catch you over TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, catch the live streams, catch the Trophy Hunter there. Go check him out. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.